A lot of women have this mentality, all or nothing. Like, if they are not consistently doing the routine that they set out to do, if they see themselves not doing what they set out to do, they just start thinking, this thing is no longer working for me, and then things just fall apart, and before you know it, you give up. The main reason why we are inconsistent is because there is no alignment. And the first place that you need to look into is your body. One of the main reasons that a lot of people tend to give up in February is that they have not formed an identity of who they need to be to achieve their goals. What you need to do is go and reassess your goals, go and reassess your identity, and then go and reassess your whole being to see if you are in alignment with your goals. Hello there, my name is Titilayo. I'm an expert in fitness and wellness, and I work with high achieving women to transform their lives inside and out through mindset coaching, fitness routine, and wellness structures so that you can actually live the life that you desire with ease and balance. No struggle, no hustle, no pushing, no pressure, no overwhelming structures, just ease, balance, flow, and softness. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about why February is the month a lot of women quit. Because sis, let me tell you, it's not easy, because in January we start off big. We start off with the borrowed energy, like I spoke about in my previous video. We are aiming to do a lot. We have these goals, this desire, because we've looked at what happened in the past, and then we've realized that this new year I've got to make it happen. So we start high with this emotion of getting it done. It has to be achieved. And then we get to a point where we realize that emotion, that feeling we had in the first week, second week of January, third week of January, fourth week of January is no more working. And then that emotion, that feeling begins to lose its grip on us. That feeling begins to die down. And then slowly, we go back to being our old self. Because what we've been doing is that we've built up a lot of energy based on a feeling. And feelings, they come and go. They like emotions. Feeling is an emotion anyway. But feeling, they come and go. They don't stay. You could be feeling happy today, and then in the afternoon you could be feeling a little bit low on energy, and then later you could be high on energy. Feelings, they fluctuate. It's not something that you can hold on to. And unfortunately, a lot of us work with our feelings. We don't work with other aspects of our beingness. So, one of the main reasons that a lot of people tend to give up in February is that they have not formed an identity of who they need to be to achieve their goals. They have formed a feeling kind of energy or motivation or inspiration that inspires them to do their best. One thing a lot of people do is that they look at their results, and their result from last year, and they build up this feeling in themselves that resents that result, and they think to themselves, I don't want to be like this again next year. Something has to change. So that feeling is based on the result that they don't like, the irritation that they see. It's not based on an inner desire within them. It's not based on an imagination or an idea of what they truly want to build. So a lot of people build from that feeling. And then they get to a point and they realize that the feeling is dying off. You're no longer looking at your results anymore. You're looking at other things externally. And then you start thinking, this is not going to work. Let's just be ourselves. Let's just be normal again, because it's too much energy. Because for you to make that feeling actually work for you to keep pushing, you have to be using a lot of energy right now to push the feeling, and then it doesn't work. Sis, the right way about it is, it's not like it's a flaw for you to look at your result and say, I don't like this result. Yes, if you see something you don't like and you want to change it, first of all, you make peace with it. The result you had last year, you don't like it, but you can't work with that energy of not liking it, that energy of irritation, and expect that energy to last you or to make you push through. If you actually push through, it's gonna backfire. You're gonna self-sabotage yourself. Something is gonna happen. Something is gonna give or take, because at the end of the day, you forced your way through. You forced energy through, and when you move so much energy through than it's actually required, sis, it damages a lot. Too much energy on one thing can damage something. It's just like you putting a TV into a socket, and the voltage coming from that socket is too much. The TV is going to blow up. It's the same thing with your results. So the best way to go about it is, look at what you don't like and say, oh, so this is what I've made. I've become aware of it. All right. You make peace with it. You accept it and say, thank you for serving me. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to see that there are better ways to go about it. Thank you for allowing me to see that I can actually do better. You accept it. You make peace with it. At that point that you've made peace with it, your energy is no longer a forceful energy. Your energy is no longer a revengeful energy. Your energy is no longer an irritating energy. Your energy is neutral, calm. And now you now think, okay, I see you, I accept you. All right, let's move on. So you think to yourself, okay, I don't want to do that this year again. So what can I do? Now you moved on to a cleaner mode of energy. When you move on to a cleaner mode of energy, the next thing you now need to do is ask yourself, what was I last year when I achieved these results? Now, if I act the same way like I acted last year, I will end up getting the same result. So right now, I need to change who I am. And this is where you change your identity. It doesn't mean changing the essence of who you are. It doesn't mean you pretending to live in another life. It just means changing to another version of you that can actually achieve a better result. So when you base your energy on that, it allows you to be able to sustain through thick and thin. It allows you to be able to push further. So now in February, regardless of what is happening around you, even when the feeling is now diminished and it's no longer vibrating for you, what actually remains is your new identity. Now, regardless of your feeling, let's say, for example, one of your goals was to lose weight. And now in February, we have shorter days. Everything is dark. Nothing is, there's nothing exciting. And everyone is just living their lives as normal. And the feeling has diminished. The feeling is no longer there. Even if when you say to yourself that, oh, I'm actually not going to work out, your body will say to you, oh, but that's not who we are. We've already changed our identity. We're no longer the old person that doesn't work out. Right now, we're now someone that works out. So, sis, we're going to have to do it because this is who we are. It's just us. It's just me. So you've changed your identity. So regardless of your feeling, your body and your mind will say, let's go. We're going to work out. and then you go and work out. That is how you don't lose motivation. That is how easy that you don't give up on your goals. So that is one of the ways that you can keep going. And so, my queens, that is why I have created an identity framework to help you achieve your goals with ease and balance. So, if you are struggling to find out about your true identity, to reset your identity that actually matches with your goals and your desire, sis, you want to use my identity framework because it allows you to easily recalibrate your OSs into the identity of the person that would achieve those goals. It doesn't mean changing you to be like another person. It just means recalibrating who you are right now to match that version of you that is going to match your goals. So, sis, click the link in the bio to download yours today. So, moving on. Another reason why a lot of women tend to give up in February is a lot of women have this mentality all or nothing. Like, if they are not consistently doing the routine that they set out to do, like, oh, I need to work out 4 days a week, I need to do 10K steps almost every day, or I need to eat healthy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or I need to like be on time every day, or I need to be at work at 8 a.m. If they see themselves to be slacking, if they see themselves not doing what they set out to do, they just start thinking, this thing is no longer working for me because I'm not doing what I need to do. And they start thinking, I'm not consistent because I'm missing every other day. If I cannot be consistent, that means that it's not working for me. And then you start saying all these negative things and start bringing things to your body that your body has never even accepted, but you start implementing things to your body and say, oh, it's not working for us, we're not consistent, oh, and then things just fall apart, and before you know it, you give up. Sis, the main reason why people are inconsistent is not because you're lazy, because you're not lazy. You're actually very disciplined. Women are the most disciplined people that I know on earth, because when we commit to something, we actually commit and do it. Especially high achieving women, we know how to commit. So it's not a matter of like, oh, I'm inconsistent. Sis, can you please stop saying to yourself, I am inconsistent, because you are not inconsistent. Because the problem is that you are not in alignment. That is why you cannot follow through every day. Because if you are in alignment with your goal, if you are in alignment with what you want, everything flows naturally. It's just a natural state of being. You just do it naturally. And when I mean alignment, alignment has to do with your spirit, your body, and your mind. That is the Trinity. Ta-da! Anyway, I'm not going spiritual, but really and truly, those are the three things that we operate on. Like my mentor, Bob Proctor, we say we operate on three levels. We operate in the spiritual realm, the intellectual realm, and then the physical realm. So those are the three levels of operation. If one of those levels of operation is not agreeing to what you want to do, then sis, there's going to be pullback. There's going to be back and forth. There's going to be one day in, one day out. There is going to be something not just working. And the most important level for you to actually move, for you to actually be in motion or take action is the body. Because most of the time the spirits and most of the time the mind always align, but sometimes the body does not align because the body is used to a certain way. The body has different automations that's been programmed by you by your mind into your body. So your body is still used with this old automation. So whenever you are asking the body to do something new, the body does not agree with it. But sometimes when you actually do force the body and move the body with force and with a lot of power, the body would respond because the body believes that, oh, we're in danger. So let's move, because if we don't move, something might happen to us. And the body loves us. The body wants to protect us. So the body will move with force. But once the force has reduced or the force is no longer there, then the body doesn't want to move. That is why it's easy to motivate ourselves when we put a lot of pressure on ourselves and we move, we will take action. But once the pressure is off, then it's hard to take action. So the main reason why we are inconsistent is because there is no alignment. And the first place that you need to look into is your body. What have you fed your body with that makes your body disagree? Are there beliefs you said to yourself and your body has already bought into it and your body is still working on those old beliefs? Sis, this is the point where you need to bring out your journal and start writing out your beliefs and start looking at it. Is this true? Does this serve me? Does this benefit me? And start letting it go. And then you program into yourself new beliefs, new systems, new automations, new habits that is beneficial for you and your body. These new beliefs do not happen instantly. It might take a lot of repetitions. And that is why that when you are starting something new, that you start gradually. You don't put a lot of pressure and force on yourself so that your body can easily accept it and move on with it. So, sis, whenever you notice that you are inconsistent, rather than giving up, sis, just try to realign your body and your mind with your spirit, and everything works easily and effortlessly. So, another reason why a lot of people quit, especially in February, is that they give up on their goals because they now realize that their goals don't actually match up with who they are, or they're chasing or working with another person's goal, or they just feel like it's not them. Sis, that is why it's very important that when you set your goals, you set your goals with good energy and you don't set your goals in a resentful way because you're not happy with your result, or because you saw Mr. Jones or Mrs. Jones achieving a better result and you feel you should achieve a better result than them. So, sis, the main reason why a lot of people give up in February is because you're working on a goal that is not meant for you, a goal that is not meant for the essence of who you are. And when you start off, of course, you start off with big energy because you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself and you're working with that feeling. And then when it dies off, your body and your spirit and your mind begins to tell you that, sis, this is not us, this is not the lane that we should be, we're walking in another person's lane. So say for example, actually I'm going to use myself as an example. So maybe like 3 years ago, I had my own lane that I was working in. My vision has always been holistic health, and that was the lane that I chose. That was the lane I started with. But as I started on that lane, I saw other people's lane and I saw that their results were getting bigger and better. And I looked at mine and I thought, oh, maybe this lane is not where I should be. So I looked at other people's and I started saying, okay, maybe I need to copy their goals. Maybe I need to do what they're doing. So it says, what did I do? I left holistic health and I started going into more of fitness, big hips, big bum, like hourglass figure. Let me show you how to get it. And I started working in other people's lane. I tried so hard. I pushed so hard to, get the hourglass shape. I pushed so hard to make my glutes bigger. I pushed so hard to grow muscles because I wanted to show that I could lift weight. I was going to the gym, doing everything. Sis, it was a lot of pushing. It was a lot of effort, a lot of energy. I wouldn't call it wasted because that energy has recycled into what you can see here today, which is better and in my own lane. But sis, it took out a lot of time on me, and then I got to a point. I don't even know if I achieved. I don't even feel like I achieved it, but I got to a point and I just gave up on it, and I said, this is no longer mine. Like literally, it is not my goal. Immediately I gave up on it. It was not like immediately. It took me maybe about 6 to 7 months for me to actually give up on it. But sis, I gave up on that goal because that goal, that lane was not originally mine. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people give up on their goal. When you start pursuing, when you start walking in another person's lane, especially when you start pursuing the gifts, the talents that God has not ordained for you to walk in, it's not gonna work. You're gonna struggle. It's gonna be a hustle. It's gonna be, you're gonna be grinding, and then you're gonna think to yourself, oh, maybe I'm not meant for more. Maybe I'm a failure. Sis, that is not true. The only reason why this is happening is because you're not walking in your own lane and you've not set the right goals for the true essence of who you are. So I'm gonna round it up right here and let you know that it is normal for your energies to dip in February. But what you need to do is go and reassess your goals. Go and see if you've set the right goals. Go and reassess your identity. See if you're working with the right identity. And then go and reassess your whole being to see if you are in alignment with your goals. Once you look into those three ways, you will be able to restart again, kick up, and achieve your goals this year. All right, my queen, that's the end of my video, and I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. Bye bye.